Grasswalker, in lieu of actual content, because I don't have Artifact, I'm just going to generally make a sort of rant video. I have to credit this guy, Adrian Von Ziegler. He's going to be doing the background music for this video. And if you guys want a bit of forewarning so you know to close it, because there's nothing of value from this point forward. There wasn't really any value from this point before. But this is just going to be me ranting about the current state of card games, online card games, that kind of stuff. That got real loud real quick. So, we are in the peak. This is possibly as good as it has ever been for card game players. And as a card game player myself, I got hooked real early. I played Pokemon when I was like 6. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! From like 8 to 13. Played Magic the Gathering from like 12 to 18. I played Hearthstone for 3 years. I played Gwent for 2 years and got to the Pro Leagues. I just fucking love card games. They've been a major part of my life the whole time. And it just so deeply pleases me, the current situation of so many games to choose from. But also it hurts. Because in the coming month, it is the start of September, and by the end of September, we are going to be in a sad, sad place of choice, which is a really good place to be in. We have Hearthstone, the current, top dog made by Blizzard. It's good gameplay. It's got its flaws, but every game will and every game does. I really liked Hearthstone, but I can't bring myself to play it anymore. We've got Dual Links Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're after just a mobile game for your phone. I got my little stopwatch running because I need to make sure that I don't rant for 6 hours. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Links is great if you're just on the go. It's probably the only one. Hearthstone has a mobile app, but it doesn't feel like a mobile game. You can't just pick it up, put it down. Dual Links is the kind of thing where the entire game takes a maximum of 2 minutes. So there's very much an on-the-go niche there. We've got Gwent, which I really love. I love the Witcher universe. I love the lore, I love the gameplay, except with Gwent it was a slow burn, it was a slow falling. Gwent I think suffers from the fact that there is a lot of choice. Every game that you play and you lose, you go, I would have won that if I'd done this differently. But there's very little in the way of it's you just grind up the ladder with a 55-60% win rate for 200 games and then you have a good rank. It doesn't feel like you can just hammer home that you are really good, and the way that Hearthstone gave you double, triple stars, you can get it in 30 or 40 games. With Gwent, no matter how good you are, you're still going to have to grind up over time, and I just feel like the time sink aspect of Gwent is what pushed me away from it. The fact that it reset my rank from 21 to 12, and then all of a sudden I need to do 100 games just to get where I was, where I know that I'm supposed to be, where everyone knows I'm supposed to because I got it every time I wanted to get it. I don't feel like a game should be taking that level of a commitment cost, where the game is saying to me, if you want to play my game, if you want to feel good about your rank, if you want to do this, you must commit this many games on average a day, this many games on average a week. If you want cards, you need to commit this many daily quests. That's kind of stuff, those commitments add up. Because if you're a gamer, if you do stuff, if you're a YouTuber, I have lots of commitments going on. I have my D&D game that I run, I have D&D games I play in, I have daily quests in card games that I might be playing, you might have a World of Warcraft subscription, you might have raid nights, not that I do anymore, but you might have a family and kids, you might have work to schedule around. Everyone has an allotted amount of time, and I think that games are very greedy with the amount of time that they are asking from you. Gwent, I think, is especially average in this. It's not greedy. It's not like a World of Warcraft. It wants me to do 25 quests a day. It wants me to pay money to do this grind. It wants me to do raid night. It wants me to do this. WoW was a very commitment-heavy game. You couldn't just put it down. You either played it for 12 hours until 4 AM, or you didn't play it at all. At least it was like that for me, because I've got fucking no impulse control. Gwent, I felt was very middle of the road. It was like Hearthstone almost, where you have to grind up the ladder and reset. You grind up the ladder, just you can reset people, but why knock us so far back? So that's one of my major hang-ups with Gwent. Another thing I felt was Gwent is a very figured out game. As long as a game doesn't have a conditional format, such as Magic the Gathering Standard or the constant release of new content, things stale quickly. Even for Magic, sometimes they'll release a set, people will figure it out in 2 weeks, and that will just be the metagame for 2 years, because you're either playing the best, you're playing what counters the best, or you're trying to be unique, but you both lose to the best and struggle against like what counters the best. So sure, sometimes the metagame really shifts on its head, and someone like, oh, this card was here the whole time, guys, you can just use this and it's perfect. I love the aspect of a metagame that shifts and revolves, and that you are rewarded for entering a tournament and understanding what the other people are going to play. When I played Magic and I was a grinder and I went around to different shops and I won different FNMs and went undefeated on all this stuff, I would figure out the shops. I would go there, go like 3-1, or I'd go there, go 4-0, and I would figure out what people play, and then I would constantly adjust the decks that I'm bringing, the sideboards I'm bringing, so that next week I 4-0 undefeated without dropping a game, or next week I don't go 2-2, I 4-0. That I have an ability that the deck building matters beyond just playing the best. Because with ladder formats, you're never playing consistent opponents, you're just grinding up the ladder. So it's hard to be like, the metagame is this for this week, let's play the counter. It's hard to get those feels and vibes unless you are starting to, again, websites that tell you what is the metagame shape the metagame harder than what the metagame was that they observed, because hundreds and hundreds of people are like, well, I don't know how to build a deck, I'm just gonna do what the website says is the best. And then all of a sudden, if a website like artifactdecks.db or gwentdb.com, if they say it's the best, or a streamer says it's the best and they're very popular, it becomes the best because everybody starts doing it, and then you have to figure out a counter for that. But unless you are there actively checking these sites, or the sites are actively being updated, or you're following the streamer and you're preemptively countering what they're going to have an effect on, like, you can still do it, but not to the extent that you sign up to a tournament and you figure out the tournament and then you win that tournament. Best of threes, again, is a big thing that I feel is missing from all the card games, all of them. Current state, we've got Gwent, that I love but can't play. I love the game, but I haven't played it in months, if that makes sense. I'm subscribed to the subreddit, but I'm not playing it. Homecoming, I hope, breathes new light into the game, but the timing! Homecoming is coming out at the same time as Artifact, Magic Arena is on the way up, Hearthstone is already out. I have no idea when/if an adventure or expansion is coming out, but I can assume, because Hearthstone usually released 2 things a year, an expansion and like a little DLC thing, like a little adventure hall where you climb through the little levels. I have a feeling that they're going to release something around sort of the second half of the year. So everyone's bringing out something new. So where are the people going to go, and where are they going to settle? I think it's going to be really hard, because I want to love Gwent, but it's left this Homecoming too long. It's left Homecoming to the point where Artifact is here. Artifact is here and ready, and Artifact is going to release at the end of like 2 or 3 months. Homecoming's coming soon, but is it going to be soon enough? If Homecoming had released 3 months ago, that would have been so much stronger for that game. Artifact, I am so excited for. It's made by Richard Garfield, the guy that made Magic. Magic was impeccably designed. Richard Garfield's got his like PhD in mathematics. He's designed loads of games. He's done articles and videos and stuff on game design, and everything that he says, I can't help but just eat up and be like, even if I disagree with him, I eat it up and I'm like, you know what? I see why you would think that. That's a fair thought. I don't agree, but what you're saying is reasonable. So Richard Garfield being in charge of the design, and not just that, it's not just Richard Garfield's name. He's not being like collared and Valve is like whipping him and going, haha, do the interviews, advertise our game. They're not just holding him there hostage. They have apparently, according to both him and Valve, so I heard, unless it's like a conspiracy that both of them are in on it, but if they're both saying that they have given him free reign, and free reign is what he thrives in, and he's such a good game designer, anyone from Valve touching it, meddling it, is gonna ruin it. If Valve leaves, same with Dota 2, they just left Ice Frog to it, they just let him do it, and it's amazing. And if they just leave Richard Garfield to it, It should be amazing. I haven't played it. All these other people are playing it. I don't have an ability to play. I don't have a key. I don't have nothing. I'm here making content from fucking nothing here, boys. But I want to play it, and I'm really excited for when it comes out, and I think I'm definitely going to bite into it. I've bought into every card game. I bought into the Elder Scrolls one, I bought into Shadowrun, bought into Eternal, I bought into so many games I don't even remember the names of half the games I bought into. Either an investment of time or money or both. And I think Artifact is going to be something that I'm going to have to try, but I don't know if I'm going to settle on it compared to Gwent. But that annoys me because I don't want to be choosing between two amazing games that both have sort of different lores, different aspects, both of which I love. I love the Witcher lore, I love the Dota Warcrafty style lore. Oh, it's going to kill me. It's going to kill me so badly. I think one of the deciding factors is going to be what my friends like more. Or, I mean, I'm making content. I'm a guy that makes content on YouTube. If the Artifact community adopts me, they're in a very fragile state at the minute where nobody's really making anything. There's the Artificers Guild, which is making sort of like... I don't remember the channel name, but like there was a Dota channel that just did like, this skin has been released. Have a look at this skin that's been released. These are my thoughts on the skin that's been released. Thank you, subscribe. It's very structured content. It's very... You are presenting facts to people rather than they're like attaching to your personality. They're sort of there for news. They're sort of there for updates. They're sort of there to... Like, if somebody's friend says, hey, what's the new Spirit Breaker skin? Or, hey, what's that new artifact? You send them that video to show them what it is. But you're not there feeling their personality. There's not many artifact personalities yet. And the community is in a very volatile state where anyone could be one. All it takes is the community to adopt somebody and say, this guy is going to be who we adopt. This guy we're going to like or hate or post or whatever they're going to do. But this person's going to be a name. In the same way that I'm from England, I don't care about celebrity or US news, and yet I can't stop fucking hearing about the Kardashians. Either you love them, you hate them, but everyone's fucking talking about them non-stop. Like, right now I mention it because of how angry it makes me that other people talk about it. It's like that with content creators. Even if you hate them and you hate their guts and everyone's just talking shit about them, it's still big exposure. It still makes you a personality of the community. So my point is, I think that if Artifact adopts me, or at least doesn't reject me and at least allows me to be there, I think I would love to be a person that makes Artifact content. I'd love to be a person that finds what community will accept them. And I've been close multiple times. I had the League of Legends community got like close, and then they started to turn on me. I had the Warframe community that I was close, and they started to tell me whether people get bored of me or whether or not the content's just garbage, which it is. Like, the fact you're still here listening to me, like, what is your taste? Please. Skyrim community, almost. Magic community, almost. I've constantly had a status of people have reacted well to some of my content, or like the early stuff. They're like, wow, look at this is great. And then it sort of like peters out. If people hated me and everyone was kept posting my stuff, they're like, look at this fucking idiot, look at this idiot. There would be the people that click on it to look at the idiot and be like, oh no, I kind of like this guy. Just anything for the attention is good attention. But I would love if somehow this video, which is partially why I'm making it, that's partially why I make every video, to hope that at some point somebody adopts me, some community adopts me, and then I have a place. But I'm making this, and then I'm hoping that maybe the Artifact community will be like, wow, look at this guy, he's English, and he looks like shit, and he's a card game guy, this is a card game, and he's played Dota, and this is a Dota card game, wow! And everyone posts everything, I don't know, who knows what's gonna happen. Or maybe the Gwent community goes, hey, Grass, sorry that we downvoted everything you ever posted to the Gwent sub. Sorry that we threw all the advice that was correct. I have so many posts, Gwent community, I'm making predictions. I'm like, this is going to happen, don't do this. And then everyone comments like, you're a fucking idiot. do this. Don't worry about what Grass says. Grass is an idiot. And then I got proven so right. 3 months down the line, they make a patch. It does exactly what I says it did. And then I have this I told you so moment where I'm like, you're all idiots. I told you not to dust your cards. I told you you'd get full refunds. I told you not to open your kegs until there's a super keg weekend. I told you this stuff was coming. I told you not to do this. I told you not to do that. I told you to play decks like this. I told you this blah blah blah. And it's constantly proven right by the stuff that ends up happening 3 months later. But if the community had instead gone, wow, potentially good advice, and upvoted me way to the top, it would have been completely different to if I got downvoted off the page, reported, like, my stuff gets deleted by moderators, I don't know, and people are shutting me down rather than accepting stuff. So, maybe this community, maybe Gwent sees this video and they're like, oh shit, Grass, we sure are sorry. It's, the double bittersweet is, I made a shitload of content for the Gwent community. I used to do my unique brew deck builds. I used to do community posts on like how, like, fact stating like how much does a full collection cost you. I used to do prediction advice like, hey, nobody dust any cards because in a bit they're going to patch in full refunds rather than partial refunds. And I'm like trying to help people out, but I'm getting downvoted for it. So maybe the community goes, oh shit, Grass, sorry, Grass, we love you now. We won't downvote you anymore. The thing that kicks me the worst is that one of the most common complaints I see on a lot of these subreddits, on the Magic the Gathering subreddit, the Gwent subreddit, the Artifact subreddit, is people complaining that there are no content creators, or no good content creators. I like the second one more, because if you say no good content creators, I can justify myself that, like, okay, I'm just not their taste, or okay, I am, but I'm garbage. But if you're trying to tell me that nobody is making content when I'm making content for your game, and I'm making content and posting it to the subreddit you're complaining about the content on, and I'm getting downvoted and, like, shut down, that's, like, it makes no sense to me. I understand different people are doing it. The people that are downvoting off the page are like, look at this guy posting his own stuff, get out of here, or look at this guy, fucking garbage microphone quality, or look at this guy, I don't like the look of him, he's white, downvoting that. Compared to people like, it's not the same people that are hypocrites, it's just generally the community that has hypocritical qualities because different people have different opinions. So one end of it's like, oh man, I sure wish we had the content creators, and then the people I knew that are guarding the content creators are shutting them all down. But there are a shitload of content creators for every game, and I'm one of them. And I'm looking for a game that'll accept me as a content creator, like post me and share me and like care about me and talk about me or just anything, so that I can have that niche, I can find that market, I can find anything. And I'm very real with you, I'm not pretending to be anything that I'm not bullshitting anything. I know that I'm wrong about a lot of stuff, and I will actively be wrong until people call me on my shit, because I just won't know. But hopefully at least some community sees this, and they're like, hey, look at this guy, it's the Artifact community, they need content. This is the most volatile period where nobody's doing anything because half the people don't have keys, no one can just pick it up and stream it, no one can just vomit out garbage content. Only one person, I would say, has tried to make any form of quality content. It's the Artificers Guild, and he's nothing like the niche that I'm aiming for. So I think that we could both be there, or if he falls off, I could be there, or if I fall off, he could still be there. He's gonna get somewhere. I think he's gonna be a big boy, unless something drastic happens. Magic the Arena, I think this game is fucking garbage. I got it, and the worst thing is I love Magic. I absolutely love and adore Magic the Gathering the game, but these fucking idiots at Wizards cannot make it. They just can't. We've had so many Duels of the Planeswalkers, like each year everything you've ever had is wiped by the whole game again. Just money-grubbing, lazy scheming, garbage games. But they're Magic, so everyone loves it. They're like, and I love them. I love playing Magic. I love playing Duels of Planeswalker on my iPad, fucking every day in my bed, messing around. Like, wow, look at this! I can make. Oh, I can't make my own deck, but I can play the pre-mades and I can play them how I want them. But just give us the ability to make decks. Just give us this, and then they finally do it with, what was it, Magic Duels? And they make this game, and the developers say this is the future of Magic. In 5 years' time, you'll be doing this. And this many year later, killed the whole thing. Without warning. They just dropped it. They baited all these people into putting money, time, and effort into it, dropped it. Then they bring out Magic Arena, and it's also fucking garbage. It's greedy, money-grubbing, gem currency scummery, and it pisses me off so much. The gem scummery, they sell gems that don't even align to the amount of packs you can buy. If you buy 500 gems, the packs are sold in 350, so you have 150 spare garbage currency. If you enter an event and you win, you are rewarded with garbage currency. You will enter an event, and unless you do really well, you can't break even. If you do really well, you will be rewarded 100 gems. You can't buy packs unless you have, say, 350. I know that's not the number because I haven't played it in a while. But they give you a currency you can't use unless you grind up that currency or spend money. It's just, why even have it? It's just so garbage. The game designers, again, fucking idiots. The entire UI is garbage. Arrows for the attacking and blocking, garbage. The glitches and disconnects and bugs and hackers and people that have software to look at your hand and clearly do it because of how they play, everywhere. There is no quality control. The UI covers itself. If you attack with like 20 creatures and they start blocking, they run out of time, or the arrows become so annoying that there's just a million arrows on the screen and nobody knows what they're looking at. The game looks like shit. It plays like shit. It's balanced like shit. And the general economy design of the game is shit. I despise Magic Arena, and I despise the people that make it, because of how good it could have been and how good it should have been. And it just annoys me that Hearthstone isn't even like a card game company. They're like, oh man, you know what, sure, could work. Blizzard's ability to perfect genres after the genres have started to build up is fascinating to me. Blizzard saw that there was a market, made it. Magic knew there was a market. They knew for 25 years they could have been working on this. They even have Magic the Gathering Online. They know how good it could be. But they just refuse to care. They just refuse to make something good. And when they make something that's almost good, instead of improving it to the point that it's good, they drop it. A year later, release the exact same garbage, or worse garbage, or similar garbage on a different engine made by a different company, and they ask for all of your money again. They ask for all of your time again. They reset all of your collections. They say, oh, Jewels of Planeswalkers 2030, you like that one? Gone. Jewels of Planeswalkers 2014, get this one instead. Give us all your money again, and do the same thing you were doing before, because we're disabling the multiplayer servers. It's just constant, unrelenting greed. And I don't think I can enjoy or tolerate a game that is like that. And I gave you guys warning. I said this is just going to be me ranting about various random card game related topics because I don't have content. I don't have anything I can make. I don't have Artifact. I can't do Gwent gameplay and post it because I get downvoted. I can't do Magic the Arena gameplay because the game's fucking garbage. So this is what I got at the minute until either something gets requested or something else happens. But in summary, in this garbage, zero sustenance, zero planning or forethought rant, Magic Arena, garbage. I will not be giving it a chance. I don't care about it, and I don't see to want to care about it. Gwent, I am going to give you a second chance. Flying here. I'm going to believe in you, Gwent, that Homecoming is going to fix not everything, but enough. And hopefully you do it sooner than later so that you hook me before Artifact releases. If you release Homecoming and Artifact at the same time, I've tried Gwent. I couldn't feel Gwent, so I'm going to try the new thing. And if I get hooked on Artifact, and I never leave it, Gwent just missed its window. Gwent Homecoming could have fixed everything. It could have been perfect game, but the fact that if they released on the same day, I would try Artifact because it's new and I tried Gwent and it failed me, I think is telling that Gwent needs to be sooner. It needs to get the Homecoming. Ideally, it should have Homecominged 2 months ago, or a month ago. Just earlier the better, really. Because there has been a constant state of negativity and downtroddenness, and the game is dying, and oh, don't get into the game now, new player, wait for Homecoming, or oh, the game is garbage now, but let's look to Homecoming to fix it. Just this constant state of lowness, this just feeling in the community of just general, like, almost despair, that it's just this constantly, like, all of the top posts like, wow, Homecoming's coming! That's pretty much it, and everyone else is sad, and they're like, oh, all the content creators left, they went back to Hearthstone, and oh, all the Homecoming's gonna fix this, or oh, the coin flip is literally the worst thing to ever happen. The coin flip doesn't matter. The coin flip literally doesn't matter. I understand it feels worse to play, but it feels worse to play black in chess, but that doesn't mean that white and black in chess are that unbalanced. It's, again, a best of one thing, because white and black in chess is somewhat like a 52-48 win rate. Coin flip in Gwent is somewhat like a 51-49. Gwent is more balanced coin flip to white-black than chess is, to an extent. It sucks because you feel it. You can feel it being a worse gameplay experience to go second, I think. First? I think it's first that's worst. I'm not sure. Either way. Yeah, it's second that's worse, because first you play like a 12, then they have to have 12, or they concede hard. But, just again, I haven't played Gwent in like 2 months, so I flipped up which one was which. But the coin flip never mattered that much to me, as much as the harshness of the commitment that Ladder is expecting of me. That Ladder wants me to do my entire rank again every season, every month. Just this commitment, and it wanted me to do the seasonal ranking and the pro ladder games. It wanted something like, you have to do 100 games of pro per faction, so that's 400 games of that, plus like 200 games to get your rank back or whatever. All of a sudden, Gwent is at minimum expecting like 500 games a month. So it's like 4 or 5 games a day. I don't want to play Gwent that much. I like Gwent, I don't want to play Gwent that much. I love Gwent, but that's just too much Gwent. I want Gwent to be a game that I want to open and love, rather than a game that I feel obligated to grind, because then it's not a choice, then it's not a feeling of, yeah, I get to do it now. With Artifact, I've got some concerns. Obviously it's a game I've never played or experienced. That's a big concern. There is a big grey area that I have no idea what this is. This could be anything. This could be garbage. I could hate it. Or I could love it, I don't know, but the fact I don't know, like Gwent I know I enjoy playing to an extent. I know it's like a 6.5 out of 10 when I'm playing it. I know Hearthstone I enjoy playing it, it's like a 7 out of 10 whilst I'm playing it. I know Magic the Arena is fucking garbage, it's a 2 out of 10, don't play it again. Artifact, I have no idea how to rank it, so that means I have to try it. Another concern I have for Artifact is a common thing of everything is like grinding. Hearthstone, grind your quests, grind the ladder. Gwent, grind your dailies, grind your quests, and grind the ladder. Magic Arena, grind everything because you cannot break even unless you're like amazing. Artifact claims no grinding. You can't just do daily quests to get cards. You can't just do this. It's very much a physical TCG on the Steam market, again, a secondary market, who knows what that's going to do. No game has ever tried that before that I know of. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the no-grind feeling is, because my complaint about Gwent is that it feels like I have to grind. But that doesn't mean I don't like to grind. I like playing 6 games, winning 5 games, and grinding some extra cards to play with, to deck build with. If Artifact wants me to only buy cards, only, why am I playing it? What's the reward for playing it other than the fact it's a great game? But I don't know if it's a great game, so there's a question mark there. But if I want to experiment with a new deck, it's nice to just slowly build that collection, you know? The completionist in you wants to have earned it. It wants to have earned it through gameplay rather than just, I have enough money to buy the game and buy all the cards on the Steam market, now I'm done. That doesn't feel like a fulfilling experience to me. I could do it. I could buy every card in Artifact, but do I want to? Do I just want to buy... And again, do I want to buy a single deck that I want to play? Or do I want to buy some strong cards and then build around them? Or do I want to buy multiple decks and switch? Can I justify, hey, I've got a deck that I really like. Am I going to justify buying a new deck and hoping that I like it, else I've wasted my money and I have to sell it back for slightly less than I bought it for due to Steam taxes? How much am I going to be able to justify not being rewarded for playing? and having to buy in the whole way. I hope that there's some form of compromise. I'm just going off the information I think that I have. If I'm wrong, as far as I'm concerned, that's everyone else's fault. Because I think what I think because of... If Artifact is different to that, and it does have grinding mechanics, I should know that. As someone that's invested in the community, checking the page every day, constantly in banter in the comments, reading the news, watching the Garfield interviews. If I'm this, and I don't know something accurately, I feel like that's Artifact's fault for not telling me it accurately and shoving it down my throat and being like, grinding mechanics! Oh! If I am wrong, please let me know in the comments. If I'm wrong about any of this, please. A lot of it's opinions, so don't... Obviously feel free to discuss opinions, but don't be like, your opinion's wrong! I like this because of this. Say it, but don't say it like meanly. I love comments. I love reading comments. I love interacting with the comments. I love you guys. But I hate it when you're dickheads. Or I hate the dickheads that rock up. If you're acting super unreasonably, you get yourself banned. But if you disagree with me, I love people disagreeing with me. I love people saying, hey, Artifact's not like that. Here's a link to a post that says why it's not like that. Or, hey, Artifact's not like that. I actually have the game, and although I have an NDA, I can't tell you what it is. It's not like what you said. I don't mind, say it all you like. But my overall hunch is that Magic Arena is dead to me. Hearthstone is dead to me. All these other games like Elder Scrolls Online that started and sort of flopped, probably dead to me, unless both Artifact and Gwent go to garbage, then I'll start looking at them again. But I am making a decision in the coming months between Artifact and Gwent. And I think a lot of online TCG players are going to be similar to that. Obviously, Artifact's bringing a lot of market from the Dota community. It's going to vomit attention via Steam. It is going to be your suggested game for the next 12 months. No one is not going to hear of this, which is something that the other games don't have. Gwent can advertise itself through The Witcher. CDPR is quite big. They've got like the ability to market it, but they don't have like Steam vomiting it in people's faces 24/7. Nothing is going to compare to what Artifact can and probably is going to do to promote this game. So everything is aligning up with the stars for Artifact to be the perfect game. But I just don't know if it is yet. And I think that's what the kicker is. But yeah, you guys, tell me what you think. Tell me what you know. Tell me if there's any games that you feel like I've completely forgotten and overlooked. Because I love card games, you tell me card game, I'm going to love you for it. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!